Hi, this is Dan Bullard, retired electronics engineer, sitting on the front deck of my house. But again, oh my God, it's wonderful. It's really nice. Spring's here. I want to talk about, can you be an individual contributor? And the answer is abso-fucking-lutely. Now, when I was 4 years old, Eisenhower was leaving the presidency, and he gave this speech.
Today, the solitary inventor, tinkering in his shop, has been overshadowed by task forces of scientists in laboratories and testing fields.
And what he's saying is that individual people can't contribute to society, can't be inventors, and he was wrong. He was absolutely wrong. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I liked Eisenhower, even though he wasn't president when I was conscious. But he was wrong. Individuals absolutely control everything. Look at me. 64 years later, after he said that, I'm proving it. I am a contributor. I invented, I discovered something. In fact, I discovered far more than Isaac Newton ever figured out, far more than virtually everybody in the world, Gauss and all those guys. And it's huge. And it's, like I said in another video, it's low-hanging fruit. There's lots of things out there waiting to be discovered, because these professors, if you've seen, these professors come out and say, oh, this and that and this and that. Well, like Feynman and stuff, they're wrong. They're lying. They're lying. They don't understand how to deduce this stuff. And it just takes one person to do it. Now, when I was working for Credence, and Schlumberger and everybody else, but Credence especially, I worked with a lot of brilliant people. They don't add that much. The only person I can say that really added that much to my education was Dave Reynolds, and I call him Daver. But he and I usually came up with the same thing. If we were both looking at a problem, we would come up with something very similar, and sometimes I took from him and sometimes he took from me. But he gave me a really great review on my book, Distortion, and he had nothing to do with that, and I discovered that on my own. And it's really cool. Percival's identity, I duplicated it, not knowing what Percival was. But it's really great. An individual contributor absolutely can rule the world. And it's done by individuals, all this stuff. When I worked at Credence, I worked with some brilliant people, but they weren't up to my speed. They weren't able to produce what I produced. Now, some people got really good. Daver is one, but most of them were far below me. Now, is it because my intellect is so much better? Who knows? I don't know. So if you're down the, the low IQ, but don't lose hope, because like I've said, Daver has an IQ of 145. I know that because I tested him. I have an IQ of about 135, but still I beat Daver in some things. Daver beats me in some things, but I beat Daver in some things. So I'm not sure that number really is reflective of what's happening in your brain, but if you've got an IQ of 114, like my son-in-law says, we tested his IQ and he was 114, and my daughter tested 128, and it's like, she's like higher IQ than he is, and he felt bad about that. So don't lose hope. You can maybe accomplish something great even with a relatively modest IQ. And if you've got a great IQ, keep it up. You'll discover something great. You'll become great, and you'll be hated just like I am. And that should be your goal. That should be your goal, to be hated. Because if you want to be popular, don't discover anything. Don't. Just recently I found out that I sold like 3 books this month, but one of them got returned apparently. For what reason, I do not know. But maybe somebody didn't like the fact that I didn't have a degree, or they disagree with my conclusions. Who knows? Maybe, I mean, I've had Amazon fuck up the books and cover them with ink. So, you know, it's possible that it was a manufacturing defect, but it's also possible that they just didn't like the book. Watson discovered DNA, and he is hated worldwide. So, just because you do something great, don't expect to be, you know, raking in the accolades. So anyway, it's a beautiful day. I'm really enjoying it out here. So once again, from the river, this is Dan Bullard. See ya.